some exciting tips as well on manifesting. So maintaining excellent customer service. So we don't want to just sign a customer up and then forget about them, because customers are the core of our business. All right, so to get started, always make sure that the customer is added in Team Positive VIPs. And that's because we need third-party validation. And if you find sort of later down the track, it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, that the customer is suffering from, say, some detox symptoms, we can then tag them in posts. So please make sure that your customers, prospects are definitely in that Team Positive VIP site. The first thing is make sure every customer receives the what to expect when you start taking Protandim and how long should I take the NRF2 for. If you're unsure what that is, please speak to your upline. It's fabulous to use on Facebook Messenger. You can send it via text. There's templates, there's PDFs, you can actually email as well. So please make sure that you get that information as soon as they're signed up, which you do get a notification via your email, or via, if you're using the fantastic Uber app, you'll get notified straight away when a customer places an order. So it's your job to stay in contact with this customer and continually follow up. Also, with my customers, I'll offer to send them the health survey and ask them to complete it. It's a fabulous tool, because what happens is when people start taking our products, they don't actually realise, because it's a cumulative effect with oxidative stress over time, they don't actually realise changes within their body happening over a period of weeks or months. So if they fill out this health survey, it's on a score of 1 to 10, and there's lots and lots of different topics there. You know, it might be their sleep, might be energy levels, their skin, there's lots of different things there, and they can complete it at the beginning, and then they can go through 2 weeks, 4 weeks later and keep updating it to get a feel of actually how they're progressing with the product. And there's a lot of things that they go, oh, I never realised that, but, you know, my sleep score was, say, you know, 8 where it was absolutely awful, and now it's actually a 2 or a 4 or something like that. So you can actually see the progression, which is really, really cool. One thing that I do is in 1 to 2 weeks, contact them and actually see how they're feeling. So always maintain, like I said with the follow-ups, always maintain that contact with them. So send them a message and say, hey, just touching base to see how you're feeling. Have you had any detox symptoms? That gives you an opportunity to be able to actually answer their questions, answer their concerns. If they say, I've been getting headaches, you know, you might need to halve the dose, or, you know, you might be able to tag them in, say, the Team Positive VIP, you know, and actually educate them, because the last thing we want is for them to go, oh, this is crap, this is awful, and throw it in the bin. You know, we need to be able to educate them. And a lot of the time I've found that they won't actually let you know unless you ask. So definitely, you know, in 1 to 2 weeks, definitely maintain that contact and see how they're feeling. You can always, when you tag them in the Team Positive VIPs, I love the Karen Murphy one where it's, what I was going to say is in 3 to 4 weeks after that time, you can send them that message that Karen Murphy's done up, and it's the by now you should have noticed, or by now have you noticed that you've got increased sleep, you've got increased energy, you're mentally more alert. You know, it's a little spiel. So please make sure that you've got this available to be able to send to your customers. And if you don't, like I said, please reach out to your upline, and somebody will definitely be able to get that to you. The other thing is, with this business, I've found you really need to be the influencer. And that means that consumers and customers are trusting you with the knowledge of the product. So basically, we are the experts in the product, and this is why we're distributors, and this is why it's not sold, you know, on the shelves at the Chemist Warehouse or health food stores and so forth. So they are watching us all of the time. They will see your posts, in particular on Facebook, whether they may not like it, they may not comment, but they're always watching you. So always make sure that what you're posting on Facebook is positive, it's educating, and they are going to look up to you to be that expert. Now, always stay in contact on a real level as well. Like, we need to be, it's like having friends and family, customers. It might be a random person that you've never spoken to before but has started the product. We need to be real and actually stay in contact with these people as well, and comment on their posts. Take an interest in their lives. You know, how's their dog? How's, you know, the family? Now, one of my, this sounds really corny, but this is a really cool tip, and I really like this. So in particular, I use social media a lot. So this may not be for everyone. You may have other options. You might talk to people personally, directly. There's lots of avenues within this business that you're able to communicate with people, gain new customers, etc. But what I absolutely love is when it's somebody's birthday, to be more personable rather than just going, oh, happy birthday on the Facebook page, where it just gets messed up in all this feed of different messages. I won't say anything until the following day, and then I'll actually leave a voice message. And I'll just say, happy birthday, George. You know, just wanted to, I hope you had a fabulous day yesterday. You know, I don't like to post on Facebook, you know, because they just, all the messages get lost and it's not very personable. So just want to, you know, hope you had a great day and all the best. And they absolutely love that, and they remember it. And it's just, once again, it's just being personable, and it's building relationships with our customers. The other thing that is really important is if they ever come to you and say, hey, Sarah, you know, I've got some financial difficulties or something's going on. Can you please suspend my order for a month or 2 months? Do it for them. Say, no dramas, I'll give customer service a call and I'll get that sorted for you. And then respond, say, all done, your auto ship will come out this date. So that's a really good one too. And that's providing excellent customer service. You know, this is exceeding people's expectations and not forgetting about them, not just getting them on the product and then go and see ya. We really, really want to look after them. The other thing I've had happen too is I had a customer run out of pills for whatever reason. I think his auto ship date was set incorrectly or something like that. And I just said to him, look, I'll get you some pills. I'll get them dropped over to you. And dropped him in his letterbox. And he was absolutely thrilled by that, you know, and that's something that he won't forget. So later on, you know, if at any time a customer is looking to drop off, I think it's that loyalty, it's that integrity. It's more of because it's personable, they're not just going to go and cancel the order on you for whatever reason. Typically, they will try and, you know, they'll stay and communicate with you on a real level, because that's what we're all about. I always under-promise and over-deliver as well. So if someone says, oh, how long is my order going to take? I'll always say the 4 to 7 days. We know that it gets dispatched and it gets delivered in a couple of days. But I will still say, you know, just give it the 4 to 7 days. And then when they receive it early, they're like, oh, yay, got my order. So they're all excited. So that's a nice thing as well. Now, what happens... and it does happen in this business. What happens if they want to quit and they say they're just not feeling it? All right, so this is your opportunity, because you've built that relationship from all the way along, you've remained in contact. This is your opportunity to really educate them again. When I was saying about having the customers in Team Positive VIPs, this is your perfect opportunity to be able to tag them in the Karen Murphy's post, the I'm Not Feeling It one, that fabulous one that she's done. Or the other one that I love is Dr. Debbie Biglioni's, Why Doesn't Everyone Feel, Oxidative Stress being reduced? And that way you're getting that third-party validation. I've had quite a few customers stay on because of that. So that's another really big one too. At the end of the day though, I found that if you've done the best you can by educating them, giving them all the information, it's up to the consumer at the end of the day whether they want to stay on the product. If they decide that it's just not for them, we just have to let it go and respect their wishes. And you just never know, they might end up coming off the product and feeling like crap again and then go, right, I need to get back on this. And it may not be straight away, it might be in the future. Circumstances, are always a big thing as well. So don't go harass them. Don't take it personally. Don't get upset about it. Just move on and know that you've done the best to educate them and try and keep them on board with the product. So the other way to look at it as well is sometimes you clearing out the old is going to open way for new customers. So sometimes, you always look at the positive with that as well. And keep sharing and planting seeds for new customers. And remember that 15 presentations a month. Keep sharing, keep in contact with existing customers, but also, you're building as well. You're not just relying on those 4 customers or 2 customers. They're not going to multiply by themselves. You've got to keep doing the work and keep building. All right. So you don't want these setbacks to hold you back. You just want to keep moving forward. Now with long-term customers, say 6 months or so, as you're building your customer database and you're starting to get, a lot bigger, you're going to have to put some extra time into doing this little trick. Now, you can see in your back office the date that they actually started as a customer. So have a look in there. Now, what I do is I send a thank you card, and in the thank you card, and seriously, they're like $1 from the cheap shop or whatever on those stands that flip around. Just get a nice little thank you card, get a bundle of them, get some stamps, and I send them a note and just say, look, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate your business, and I'm so grateful that I've helped you with your health. And just pop it in the mail. I think just that little gesture of receiving something like that is once again building that rapport. It's building the relationship with the customer. The other thing that I like to do, I did last Christmas, was get some personalised Christmas cards made. So you can do those through Vistaprint. They're very economical. It's not an expensive process. And then you can send out some really nice Christmas cards. And I had my mug shot on the front, and then I had, I think I had a bottle of Protandim and some Christmas stuff going on and stuff like that. So that's a really nice gesture as well. So just remember, like 66% of customers, these are statistics through the company, become distributors. So if you're maintaining and building these real relationships with people, you can then touch base in the future and just say, hey, you're such a great advocate for the products. It may not be for you, but have you ever actually thought about becoming a distributor and becoming a business, getting involved in the business? So if you're looking at from the start and building, that process is going to be so much easier than if you haven't stayed in contact with them at all. So yeah, I just think that's a really, really big help. So that is pretty much all for me with that info. So I might bring Alex in, and Alex is going to be discussing about manifesting tips to grow your business, and also insider tips to gaining new customers within social media. So I'll just, let me mute me. Thank you so much. I really hope you guys got some value out of that. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. That was awesome. And I love how you make everyone feel so special. So I've got some tips from that. That's really wonderful. Okay, so I just wanted to say hello to everyone. And my name is Alex James. I'm an enrolled nurse part-time, but this is my job that I love to do when I'm not working there. So I've currently been reading this beautiful book called Ask and It Is Given it's Learning to Manifest Your Desires by Esther and Jerry Hicks. So there's loads of books out on the marketplace in regards to this, but I decided that I needed to look into this further because I had a few roadblocks to my success, and I've really been enjoying being involved in this, but I feel that I could even step it up. So that's my reason to get involved in learning about manifesting. So I would like to explain basically the 3 steps. So number 1 is ask for what you want. Now that's pretty obvious, and we're all very good at asking for what we want. We were all born to do this, and so that's your step 1. That's your work. Step 2 is the answer is already given. So that basically says the universe listens to your question and your want, and it's already providing that for you. Now, step 3, that's the one that most people struggle with. The answer has been given, and this must be allowed. So you have to match your frequency and vibration to allow for that work to happen. So it sounds all pretty simplistic, and many people will say, well, I asked for this and that and it didn't happen, and I just got more of the same of what I didn't want and more letdowns, whatever, broken promises. So, okay, so what do we have to do? We have to remember how to be a child again. So just like in the Bible, it says, have a childlike faith and ask and it is given. So this is very true with manifesting. It's also very true with healing, which is another thing that I do on the side. So we were given, as children, we imagined and we wished for things, we desired many things, and guess what? A lot of those things came true. We were fantastic manifestors. It was just natural for children to do this. We could organise a party, we could go on an adventure with our friends, and my kids have actually done some really good manifesting. One of them was manifesting how did it feel like to have a broken wrist, and guess what? The next week she did it. She fell off a ripstick. She actually said to God, I want to know what it feels like to break a wrist. Well, there you go. Don't manifest for the wrong thing. My other child, unbeknownst to me, was sitting out on the deck one day and she was thinking about an iPad, and she just watched a video on manifesting. And guess what? I didn't know what she was thinking, but later on that afternoon I went into the newspaper and I saw that they were on special, so I went out and bought them. So that's how fast and swift children can do it, because they don't have those obstacles in their heads telling them, no, it's not possible. So they've got really clear channels to receive and hearts connected to the creator of all there is. And as we age, what happens? We go to work, we have a linear job where we work for the boss, we get told what to do, when to work, when to start, when to finish, when to have holidays. Then we get told at work, oh, that's just a pyramid scheme, and my dad used to do that and it didn't work. And so this trick of manifesting, we have to bring it in this business. It's so vitally important. So in this book, it talks about the scale of where you might be. So number 1 to 22, there's different levels of where you could be, and you can change. So number 1 is joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation, and all in between, which is where we want to be. And number 22 is the lowest, which is fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. Now that's very low vibrational. So there are exercises in the back of this book to practice how to manifest, and they're very good. I've started doing those and I can vouch for them starting to work actually. Something happened exciting today that I'll tell you about later. So process 1 is the magical creation box. So I've started mine, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of things in here. So I've got my Team Shine box with my wishes for what I want to do. And inside I've got my little manifestation box from Canada and my goals for what I want to achieve in here for this month. So that's in there. And then I have my other personal goals, like traveling to South America, and notes and ideas in there. So basically what this does, it gives you a visual, and you can rip out anything from magazines, pop it in here, it has a lid on it, and then keep going with that until you're satisfied. Just do it whenever. It's a really flexible thing. You can do it anytime. And so that's one of the ideas, and that's basically that one. Then there's process 3, the creative workshop. That's when you focus upon what is most important to you personally, and when you want to improve your state of allowing so that even more wonderful things can flow into your experience. So basically with this one, you have 4 pieces of paper, or you can just, you can have more, I suppose, but they just suggested 4. You can have one titled your body, your relationships, your work, and your home. So with your work, of course, we're going to talk about Life Vantage. You're going to put on there, I want. Now this is an example. So don't overthink it. And the big thing is just write it out very quickly and not dwell too much time thinking about the points. It's what's coming out first is the most important to you. So to give you an example of that, very rough piece of paper here. So my work is because I want to be a free-range human, and I want to have thousands of customers. There's another one that I said here. So with I want to be a free-range human, you have to answer it in the because. So you have to answer the question, the statement, with because being free to do what I want to do is the best feeling in the world. So you have to make it clear as to why you want something, which then makes it more solid and gives it more meaning to you. So there's a lot there you can do with that, and then you can have a read of that those different ones every day, which is a good idea if you want to do that sort of manifesting. Now my favorite one, and I found this out this morning, which is so exciting. Does everyone like to spend money? So today I got $1,000, and this is called the prosperity game. So basically you're expanding your ability to imagine. So you go and buy yourself a little checking book. Now I've used this receipt book here, and this says my checkbook. So I'm pretending this is a checkbook to me, and it says, received from the universe to me, $1,000. And what was it for? It was for Maya's new phone and a deposit on a holiday. Now I'm not going crazy. What you're doing is basically, even though you may not be in the, financially abundant, or you're not where you are currently in your headspace, what you're actually doing here is you're writing a check out every day and giving it to yourself. And then the next day, it's another added 1,000. So tomorrow it'll be 2,000. Then the next day it'll be 3,000, and so on. And if you do this for a year, it's incredible. It's $66 million. So it's a game that allows you to think really big and really imagine the wealth prosperity mindset, which you have to have in this business. So I'm excited to play that, because tomorrow I'm going to have $2,000, and it's going to be lots of fun. So I'm just going to keep doing that, see where that goes. And apparently it gets quite difficult because it becomes impossible to spend the money. Can you believe that? So I'm really enjoying that idea. So it's so very creative, and it's right up my alley of believing and wishing on something. So I hope you got some good tips from those. Now I was going to tell you about what happened today. So I've been manifesting to bring the right tribe towards me, because I feel like I'm looking for that, the people that are going to be excellent distributors in my team. And today I was at the bank with my husband, and we needed to open a new account. And a lovely lady there was chatting, and I was chatting to her, and I mentioned about manifesting, and she said, oh yeah, I do that too. And then she started talking about health and everything, and she's talking about her granddad who was into naturopathy. And sure enough, we had so many connections. And at the end of the conversation, I said, look, you know, this is what I do on the side. She was so excited. She said, you know what, I've got goosebumps. You were meant to speak to me and I was meant to speak to you. And I just went, of course. This is the manifesting work coming into fruition. I wasn't looking, thinking, or I just let it go. Because in the past, I've often been going, oh, I've got to find someone to talk to about this, got to do this. But now I'm just allowing, I'm just realizing that I actually have to allow this to happen because God, the creator, our universe, whoever you wish to believe, wants us to be successful if we put it out there. Okay, so that was my story. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, hopefully we've got a few more minutes. How much time do we have? Does anyone know? 10 minutes? Yep, okay. I just wanted to let you know that I've had some success with Facebook groups to find customers. So last month I did a bit on this and it ended up giving me a couple of new customers, and they are complete strangers. They trusted me enough to buy, which I thought was pretty cool. So this is how I did it. I basically was looking on different groups and I noticed someone like really looking for some help with their condition. So I started chatting to them in general, and then other people watching the chat. And I didn't do too much, you know, divulge the name or anything. Okay, so a lady responded and said, I saw your conversation. I'm just wondering what it is all about. Can you let me know? So that was how I got her basically. And what I did is I copied and pasted some articles that were totally appropriate to her. So I made sure that I got her the right information, added her to the groups, and then let it go. Just, you know, continue to be positive on Facebook, and I think I did a live as well. And then that afternoon after the live and everything, I thought I'll just follow up on that lady and see if she is interested. And lo and behold, yes, she was. She was really interested, and she said, yes, I want to get into this and do it. And she was my first, you know, triple pack, the NRF2, NRF1 and ProBio. So I was pretty happy with that. And then I got another one on the NRF2. So that was my exciting month last month. And I'm, you know, I've got some irons in the fire right now. Feels like, you know, we're halfway through the month. But again, manifesting is, you know, all different. We don't know when and where the customer's going to come from. It could be the lady at the bank. It could be the man down the road. We never know where the next order's coming from, and be open to any possibility. So I hope that has been enjoyable to you, and I think I've pretty much wrapped it up. Is there anything else? Oh, just make sure your photo's really clear on Facebook. It's not just, you know, a little picture of you. Make it a nice solid picture of you. And you have to, I think a good thing about Facebook is that it is the first impression that you get from someone. So speak from the heart and be honest and believable, and, you know, really just try to find a similarity between you and that person and create that bond with them through listening to their conversation and giving them the right information. Don't overwhelm them. I have in the past given people too much information, so just give them enough and then follow up later. Okay, well, thank you very much. Shall I pass it back to you, Sarah?
Yeah, that was great. Okay. Thanks, Alex.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
That was so wonderful, that information, like that whole manifestation thing. It's so beyond me, but I seriously have to do it. And also the journaling thing as well. Kerry Christie's told me about that overnight, just to journal. So, yeah, that was fantastic. Thanks so much, Alex. We really appreciate all that information.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone got loads of value from it.
It was awesome to learn about it. So it's really made me dig deeper into it. So thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right. So the last thing that I'd just like to bring up as well is that in network marketing, actually, Alex, can I just get you to mute if possible? That would be great. Thank you. So yeah, in network marketing, it's a funny game. Like, I've been in business for many, many years, but this business is about being likable. whether we like it or not, you have to be a likable person to be in network marketing. So I just wanted to give, just to wrap it up quickly, some quick tips on being likable. So probably the main one is smiling. So smiling seriously is one of your best weapons. Like, that will get you out of the poo. Like, people will just be attracted to you when you smile. It makes them feel comfortable. You look confident. You instantly become more attractive to somebody. So always make sure you smile. Have positive body language. Body language is such a big thing. You know, when you're out and about, people are attracted to people who are confident. Okay, so for every sentence you speak, your body language accounts for 55%. And your tone of voice accounts for 38%. Your actual words is only 7% of the overall message. So that's massive. So really make sure that your body language and you're aware of it. If you're slumped over and, you know, you're not smiling, straight away, who wants to be attracted to that person? You know, so we're talking about being likable in this business. Likability, rule number 2, is be interested. So talk less and actually listen more to people. Give sincere compliments. When you're giving sincere compliments, people get thrown back from that because not many people do that. So from your heart and sincerely, always give compliments. Remember their name if you're meeting someone new. That's a really nice way of, it makes the other person feel super special if you know their name. And put your phones away. We don't want to be on mobile phones when we're trying to have a conversation with someone. And, you know, and sorry, that's my dog. If you can hear it, that's Willis. He's whining, he's talking to me. Number 3 is be real and find commonalities with people. So when you're having a chat to someone, it might be at a barbecue or at an event. It could be at the bank. It could be anywhere. Find something that's common with that person. It could be that you've got children. It could be that you follow netball. You might follow football. Try and really find those commonalities, because once you get that, it's building that relationship again with people, and it makes it so much easier to form conversation and, you know, for the future opportunity of possibly helping someone with our products. Always ask questions. Like, everyone will just loves talking about themselves. So if you're asking loads of questions, that's a great way of building the relationship. Show empathy, even with when you dislike someone. Just always be empathetic as much as you can. You might have a really shitty person that you work with, or a family member or something like that. But being empathetic is a really nice, you know, that it's something that is better for you to be able to do, rather than it's not just about the other person. Be authentic and genuine always, and show the integrity. And this is funny. So think of networking as like a dating game. So you would basically, if you're out and you're single, you want to go to as many as events, you know, to hunt down your next victim sort of thing. Maybe not your next victim. It depends on who you are. But they, like, seriously, like, get involved in things like join clubs, go to gyms, get out there, go to the library, go camping, you know, whatever. Like, for instance, you know, we met a young fella on a camping trip on the weekend, and he ended up being a university student. He's finished uni, and he actually studied sports science. So we were talking about the product, and he was all keen, and now he's in Team Positive VIPs, and you never know, you know, sort of what might come of that. And that was a camping trip. So definitely get yourselves out there, because that's going to build your business. And remember, be brave and always be you. Don't be afraid. Put yourself out there. Remember, there's no growth in your comfort zone and no comfort in your growth zone. And that's one thing that I have seriously learnt. So that wraps it up for tonight. I hope you guys got loads of value. So I'm going to stop the recording, and then if you've got any questions or anything, you can throw them our way. Thank you.